Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am finally sharing my penthouse that I've been talking about for such a long time now. I actually started this build before Get Famous was announced, but I decided to wait for its release to finish it because I wanted to use a lot of the furniture and items that were coming with this pack, which I'm so happy that I did because I really enjoyed using them. So the entire exterior was actually finished before I ever got the pack, so you won't see any of that in this part because this part is actually only the exterior. I didn't feel like heavily cutting this video, so I decided to split it up into two parts. So we have part one, which is going to be the entire exterior, furnishing and everything, and then we have the interior, which will be in part two, and I'm not exactly sure when that's going to be up. I'll have it out as soon as I possibly can, but as you guys are probably aware, it is Thanksgiving this week in the US, so I'm a little bit busy with that, and then I have some collabs coming up, one on Friday, which I'm very excited to share with you guys, and then another one, which I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to post, but I'm going to have two parts for that one as well, which this one is so exciting because if you guys remember from a year ago when Cats and Dogs came out, we had a huge group collab with me and some of my friends, and it was called the Brindleton Bays collab, where we redid the world of Brindleton Bay. So this time we're redoing the world of Del Sol Valley. So this time we're calling it Get Baemous, which is absolutely hilarious. I'm so happy with the name choice. It's so good. So definitely look out for that. Some of the people have transitioned over to Twitch a little bit more than YouTube, so I will link everybody in the description so you guys can start checking out their channels because it's already started this week just a little bit. It started off with Irrelevant Sims redoing the park in the downtown area of Del Sol Valley, so definitely check that out, but I'll link everything because I'm so excited for that to be coming, but more information will come later. But anyways, back to this build. I was basing this penthouse off of a picture that I saw on Pinterest that I've actually been looking at for quite a while now, so I'll link that as well so you guys can look at it because it's pretty heavily inspired by it, especially this part with the pool and the staircase. The rest of it I pretty much had to make up because you only get basically this angle of the house that I was looking at, but it looks so cool and there was all these plants, so it might look a little bit out of place here in San Myshuno, but I really just wanted to go all out and make this kind of a Hollywood penthouse but in San Myshuno, since with the new expansion pack we didn't get any penthouses or apartments, which I'm not exactly sure why I kind of thought that. When I first heard about the pack and that we were getting a world that was going to be kind of based on LA, I was like, oh, there's going to be like starter apartments and maybe penthouses, but we didn't get anything like that, unfortunately, but that's okay. I still love that we have that here in San Myshuno, so I just kind of wanted to bring a little bit of the tropical environment here to this world, so that's what I did. And these plants that I'm adding first as like a base layer to the flower beds, I don't end up keeping because my computer was being really slow and kind of laggy while I was building this, and I have a pretty good computer. I mean, it's not like the best, but it should be able to handle, I feel like, this build. And once I deleted those, it ran so much better. So I'm going to make sure that they're all deleted before I upload it to the gallery because yeah, I think it trying to render every single tiny little leaf on those low-lying plants, especially sized up, and it was just a little bit too much. So if you do download this and you're still having issues with any lag, I don't think you should have any issues during gameplay, but maybe loading, you can definitely delete some of the plants and that may help a little bit. But I really like all the plants. I do another same kind of flower bed in the back. I do cut some of it out because the landscaping is quite repetitive and it's just the same plants over and over, but basically what I tried to do was make it look really green and lush, and it looks really pretty. There's a couple other little flower beds on the sides of the penthouse, and I also do some ivy growing up the sides, and then this one flower bed here on the side, and actually maybe another one on the side too. I can't exactly remember, but this penthouse is actually 4 stories, which it's humongous. When I went to go do the floor plan, I'm like, how am I going to figure this out? So it took me forever, but that's totally fine because I had a lot of time in between the announcement of Get Famous and the time for me to actually have the pack to be able to furnish this. So I had a lot of time to work out the floor plan and figure out exactly what I wanted to do for this penthouse. And I decided that I wanted to make it for a celebrity, and I was kind of thinking like a childhood celebrity, and now they're 18, 19, or 20, or whatever age it is that you actually get all of the income that you made from being a child star. So they've got all their money now, and I kind of figured that it was kind of maybe an actress when she was younger and then maybe turned into maybe a pop star or something like that, and she lives here with her best friend. So I'm going to include this in my save file, so I'm going to create a household, and I'm thinking that the famous sim is going to be a girl, and she's famous from being a child star and maybe a little bit of pop music when she was a teenager. I put a lot of instruments in here, so I definitely think she's musically focused. I'm not sure if that was her main thing, but I kind of imagine that she was just like an all-around star kind of thing. So she's very, very famous, and now I was thinking that she lives here with her very best friend, so I gave her a room. And then I was also thinking that maybe she has another friend or little brother or butler, which I haven't exactly figured out. And I was kind of thinking the butler idea might be kind of fun. Maybe it was a butler that's been around since she was a kid, and I kind of feel like her parents are gone. Maybe they died, maybe an accident, something like that. And so her butler is like the only family that she has left, and they're really close, and so he lives here with them. I don't know, let me know if you guys like that story. I haven't exactly figured that whole part out, but that's a general idea of what I've been thinking. So the very top of this penthouse has like a music studio, so maybe she wants to further the music career and get away from acting. Maybe she wants to kind of branch out into that a little bit more. There's also the next level, which is more of like a party room, because I definitely thought that she would throw a lot of parties here. So there's a hot tub on this level, and I also do a karaoke machine when we get onto the interior foosball. And then on the back there's like a little, I think, the upstairs has a fire pit, and then the second level, there's so many levels and so many balconies, so excuse me if I get anything mixed up, but the second one that has like the game room level has a dance floor outside with like a DJ booth and a table out there, so you can sit and have drinks and listen to the music or dance or whatever. And then there's this huge balcony in the front with the infinity pool, which is like the best part of the house in my opinion, because the views of the city are so beautiful, especially at night, in which you will see a little bit when I add some exterior lighting. I switch it to nighttime and you can see all the lights of the city. It's so pretty. And on this level I also put another fire pit, but this time it's the coffee table one, so I do a seating area around that. There's also a dining area with a bar and barbecue, and then a couple yoga mats that I thought could look like towels that you would lay out and do some tanning on. But you can of course do yoga by the pool, which would be amazing to do yoga up here by the pool, or do anything up here would just be amazing. That's why I called it a dream house, because I kind of think if I was a celebrity I would probably want a penthouse like this if I was to go for a penthouse, because it has everything I think I would like all of the light woods and the whites and all of the pretty artwork and the plants. Oh my goodness, there's so many plants, and there's fish tanks. It's just so much fun. I think it's such a fun build. There's also a home gym in here which looks out into the swimming pool, so the master bedroom, the master bathroom, and the swimming pool all look out into the pool, which is so cool. And there's also a sauna in here and several bathrooms. I don't show all of them in the next part because it gets quite repetitive, but I'll try not to heavily cut that part either, because I want to show you guys all of the little details. And then the first two levels have all of the living spaces. So the very first level has 2 living rooms, a formal one that connects to the kitchen and dining area, and then a more relaxed one that has the TV, and then there's an office down there. There's also an entryway with the elevator and everything like that that has a bathroom right by the elevator, and then the second story has all of the bedrooms and then the gym and everything. So there's so much. Oh, there's also a greenhouse. There's so many things in this penthouse. There's a greenhouse that I build on the right side of the penthouse, and it's just basically a roof that I put a glass roof on, and then I make like an entire room out of that. So you'll see that here on this side of the building. And then there's also a balcony off the master bedroom that I put a massage table, so the sim can go out there and get some massages. And I thought that was pretty nice and definitely very luxurious. But the shape is pretty much coming together. This was the part that I was pretty much looking at on the picture on Pinterest, and the pool is pretty much what caught my eye from that picture. And so I've been looking at it for like such a long time, and I was like, I definitely have to try to build this, and I thought it would just make such an amazing penthouse. So I'm really happy that it worked out so well, because I'm really proud of this build and I think it turned out so pretty. So very excited to hear what you guys have to say about it, and I hope you guys do like it, of course. And something I wanted to mention before I got too far into the video, my 50,000 subscriber special is still coming, so thank you guys for all of you who have asked your questions so far. But like I mentioned earlier, with the holiday coming up this week and then my collabs, I'm just a little bit busy, so you can definitely still ask your questions. I'll leave it up probably for the rest of the week, and then next week I will make the video. I've already got started on the build that I'm going to be doing for that, and like I said in that questions video that I'm going to be doing it with face cam, so I'm so excited. A little bit nervous to do a face cam video because I haven't done one yet, but I'm really excited. It's something that I've wanted to do for such a long time, and I think it'll be a really fun build. And I actually took the build idea from a suggestion that I got from one of you guys, so I'll mention that as well because I thought it was such a fun idea. And yeah, I think it's going to be a great video, so hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. But I definitely wanted to mention it because it's been like a week or so since we've hit 50,000, and now we are over that. So I'm just so grateful, and I just wanted to do a really special video, and I didn't want to rush it. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. But here I am just sorting out the very top layer. I wanted there to be some sort of skylight in this build, and this area turns out so nice. This is like the music studio. At least I put the mixing table in there. I put, I think, a keyboard and a microphone, which the microphone you can practice singing and acting, so you can kind of work on all those kinds of skills in here. And I think it turns out to be a really nice area. And the back of the build actually turns out being pretty nice. It took me a little while to figure it out because, like I said, looking at that picture on Pinterest kind of limited my view of the build, which is fine because I definitely want to have my own creative spin on it. But I really like the back of the build. It's pretty simple because, well, the main focus is definitely the front, but there's so many balconies and there's just things to do. And there's also a bubble blower out on one of the balconies too, so you'll see that here in a little while. Just lots of places to entertain and have fun. It's definitely kind of a party and like socially centered penthouse, I think. And I think it turns out pretty cool though. I'm pretty happy with it. I need to do another penthouse because I still haven't done one in Uptown, which I still have pretty much all of the apartments to do in Uptown. I think I've done 2 so far, so I definitely have a lot more to do, which I'm excited now that we have this pack because I think it'll make the more, like that 3-story one, I think that one will be a lot of fun to do. But the penthouse that's there, I'm thinking about turning that one into like a fancy lounge, because right now it's a lounge, I think, or is it a bar? It's one or the other, but it's pretty bare. But I would like to turn it into more of an upscale fancy one and maybe use one of the doors from Get Famous that makes it a little bit more exclusive. I think that would be pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think about that. I'm definitely up for suggestions because I want to finish that area here pretty soon. That way we can get closer to completing the save file, because I definitely get a lot of questions from you guys asking when it's going to be finished, but I definitely can't say a date for certain, but I want to have it done by the end of the year, so I'm going to try my hardest to make that happen. But of course, it is the holiday season, so things come up and I will be a little bit busy at times, but I'll do my best. But if not, then hopefully not too shortly after the beginning of the year. That's my goal anyways. We'll see how well that works out. But here, this balcony right here is where I put the bubble blower, and I think it turns out it's just such a cute area. I really like that. And that lower part is where you enter into the elevator area, so it's kind of like the actual entry to the house, but then there's a staircase, which is another entry. So whatever you'd like it to be, there's another door out here that goes into the less formal living room, the more like, I want to say family living room, but it's not a family house, it's like a roommate house. But the family living room or more relaxed living room is in there. And then here I'm just creating another flower bed, and I'm not sure if you guys noticed or not, but where I was trying to place the fence on the other side of the lot, I couldn't actually do it on the round part. The lot wouldn't let me place a fence there, so it was so frustrating. So I kind of tried to make it look like the lower levels below it. So yeah, that was a little bit frustrating, but I think it turns out nice anyways. And then here on this level is where I put the dance floor, and that turns out pretty cool. And so along the back fence, I also do another flower bed like I did in the very front, but I actually skip over that because, like I mentioned earlier, the landscaping got pretty repetitive, and I figured you guys didn't want to watch me place every single little tree and bush over and over, but I think it turns out really pretty. And then here in a little while, I add another flower bed along the back side of the fence like I did in the front. But like I was mentioning earlier, I do skip over that because it was getting quite repetitive, but I think it looks really pretty. And other than that, there's not too many things going on with the actual floor level of the penthouse on the exterior. I didn't want to clutter it up too much. I wanted the main focus to be the actual penthouse itself. So I think that turned out really nice. And as you probably noticed, I added a staircase in that tall tower. So that's pretty cool. There's also entryways in the staircase that go onto the interior, so you don't have to go to the outside to use it, but you can if you would like to. So I think that turned out pretty well. But now I'm on to actually decorating and furnishing the exterior, which I think turned out so nice. And I start off by decorating this area with a couple of yoga mats and that little pedestal thing, which I thought looked kind of nice there by those quote-unquote towels by the pool. And then here is where I put the barbecue and the bar area, and I do like kind of a seating area and kind of wrap around thing, and I kind of use these beams as support. It looks pretty cool, I think. And then I do a dining table out here as well on the other side of the bar, and a couple of bar stools so they can sit there. And there's of course the diving board that goes into the pool, which is probably pretty cool if you were to go into first person camera mode, which I didn't try, just only thought about it right now. But if you go into first person and dive off the diving board, I bet it has a pretty cool view of looking out into the city and then diving into the water. That's probably pretty cool. I'll have to try that. And then this is the dining table. I kind of go with a pretty light wood and little bits of like mint color scheme here on the exterior, and I really do like it. The interior is a little bit, I would say it's a little bit more neutral and not as many mints, but I was definitely taking from like the plants and the color of the pool and trying to tie that all in together. So I think that was my thought process behind it. But I think it looks really pretty, especially with this patio furniture. I felt like that tied in really nicely. But I thought this seating area looked pretty good with this fire pit, coffee table, and I also used some lamps that came with Jungle Adventure, which I didn't realize came in this swatch that I think is really pretty. You'll see me pull out here in just a second. I tried some other lamps and ideas, but once I pulled those out, I was like, these are so beautiful, and I didn't realize they came in that swatch. So that's always really exciting when that happens, and end up using them a lot on the exterior of this penthouse. So hopefully it's not too much. I think maybe I used it 1 or 2 other times, but they're just so pretty. But there they are on the coffee tables. I didn't realize they came in that green color. It's so pretty. But here, just decorating the barbecue area, just put the lemonade pitcher and that little decoration that has the actual like spatula and things for the barbecue. And then I put an island in the center where I put a sink and a couple little decorations on there. But here I'm lighting up the exterior and the pool a little bit, and you can see how pretty it is already with the lights in the background. It's so lovely. Like San Myshuno is such a beautiful world. I really like it a lot. And then here I'm adding the hot tub. I thought about adding it down by the pool, but I thought this balcony would be a good spot for it. And then I use those half walls to make it look like it's a little bit more secure into the structure, if that makes any sense. But I thought that looked really good. And then I do another seating area around it, and then I add a couple of lounge chairs on the other part of this balcony with that like little spritzer champagne drink thing that came with spa day. I add that over there, and more plants. I kind of went a little bit plant crazy with this one, but it just suits my taste so much, so I just couldn't help it. But I think it looks really pretty. In my opinion, it's not overdone, but if you think so, that's totally okay. But here I'm adding that island in between the bar and the barbecue with a sink. I thought it'd be kind of convenient for your Sims to be able to wash dishes a little bit easier when they're down here, and they won't have to go all the way down to the next floor to go to the kitchen or go into a bathroom or anything. So I think that kind of tied in really nicely, and it has just the best views from the inside of that building looking out to the exterior, which I'm just totally obsessed with. And then here's where I add the bubble blower and then another seating area, so lots of places just to sit and lounge and socialize. I also put a radio out here on this balcony, which I kind of forgot about adding in other places other than the place with the DJ, of course. But it was raining when I first went to go play test this build, and yeah, it completely broke, and I didn't realize that the rain broke the electronics in the game. So I thought that was kind of a cool touch, and I actually hired a butler to play test how that would work, and the butler was out here like fixing it immediately, and then it rained again and broke it again. So it was kind of a mess, so you may want to delete it. But I put it over here in the corner because I thought it'd be nice if your Sims like listen to music and, you know, messed with the bubble blower and like sat out there. I thought it would be kind of a fun time, so that's why I put it there. And a couple more plants, of course. And then right above it, I put another seating area, just 2 chairs and a couple of plants, nothing very exciting. And then here is where I add the DJ area. So I go with this dance floor and that more modern kind of futuristic DJ booth. I put that out here, a couple of lights, which look really cool. It kind of has like purpley and blue swirly lights. And then I do a dining table. And then some of those string lights that came with I believe toddler stuff, if I remember correctly. I put those out here as well just to add a little bit of decoration, and it of course looks really pretty at night when it's all lit up. And yeah, I'm just really happy with the way that turned out, and I think it's kind of a fun party area. But here I am adding the lights, and I go with them in the blue color, which I thought looked really pretty. And at this point I was not sure what I should add up here. I was like, do I add some massage tables? So that was something that was in my mind, so I do go back to it in a little while. But here I am messing with the greenhouse area. I didn't think it made a whole lot of sense to have a greenhouse right off of the music studio, because at this point I had pretty much worked through the entire floor plan and got that all sorted out. So I figured by the bedrooms made a little bit more sense than off of the music studio. So there is a greenhouse. If you wanted to close it in, you could definitely create another bedroom pretty easily, and then this could be a 4-bedroom penthouse, which also you could turn the gym into another bedroom too. So you could turn this into a 4 or 5 bedroom house if you would like to. And there's also a laundry room downstairs, which isn't totally necessary, but it might be a little bit weird to have another bedroom off of the kitchen. But you could do it if you would like to, totally up to you. But we'll see that all when we get on to the next part. But here I decided just to add another hangout area, but the actual fire pit instead of the coffee table one. And just kept it pretty simple out here, just a couple of plants and a couple of lights hanging from the ceiling. And I just thought it looked really pretty and pretty simple. So I do like the way that turned out, but I think that's pretty much it. I just add the massage table on the balcony of the main bedroom, and then a couple of lounge chairs up here with a little table in between where I add, I think it's like spritzer champagne sort of drinks from Spa Day. And yeah, I thought that would work pretty good. And then we are adding a little bit of lights, and then we are on to the screenshot. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this build, and I wanted to thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully you guys are looking forward to part 2. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!
I told myself that maybe he ain't worth it. Too bad I hate advice, 'cause out of sight and out of mind is perfect. It's so hard to decide. Oh, I know he got me good in his pocket. I know that I'm used to treat. Well, the taste is better. Oh, go on, chewing my bones, and when he's done, he's spitting me out. I just can't help myself. One for the pain, no hesitation. Took us we can, nothing can save us. Yeah, I just wanna be around you. I just wanna be 3 for the night, all in or nothing. Not gonna stop, dance till the morning light. I just wanna be around you. I just wanna be around you. He looks at me like I know what he's thinking.